Sports Extra on a Tuesday, keeping you informed.
We have 10 teams this season tonight.
Sports Extra Cayman Islands.
A young team full of talent, full of desire to do good things.
We've had some success with the outdoor league being restarted.
All right, good evening and welcome to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. I'm your host, Dionne. It's great to be back in the studio. It's been 2 weeks. I don't have to explain to you guys what happened to me. You just need to know that I'm back. All right, but tonight we will be chatting with Cayman Islands Powerlifting Organization President, Mr. Tony McInerney, who's here to my right. And we have powerlifters, male powerlifters, Zared McLaughlin and Daniel Foley in the studio with us. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Yeah,
right.
Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome. And of course, you may have heard our reports on the recent 20th annual IPF and NAPF North American Regional Powerlifting Championships, which was held right here on island at the Marriott Resort. So we're going to hear all about that, how it all went. What do you guys thought of your performances? How can you improve on this? And you know the rest. All right, so stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Sports Extra in a minute.
All aboard the Pizza Boat! Cayman's newest pizzeria. Birthday parties, office luncheons, summer camps, game night. Whatever your occasion, bring the fun with Pizza Boat. A Cayman twist to pizza. Bringing fusion ingredients from all over the globe to give you locally inspired fresh pizzas all day, every day. What's more, now you can enjoy a boat-shaped pizza with toppings of your choice. It's Pizza Boat. Pizza Boat, now open in Queens Court on West Bay Road. Pick up or delivery 949-0000 or order online www.pizzaboat.ky. Pizza Boat. Experience the ultimate pizza voyage.
Attention Cayman Brac residents. Your voices have been heard. We are thrilled to announce that Cayman National will be installing a new ATM in the Kirkconnell store in Stake Bay on September 1st. At Cayman National, our priority is to make banking easy and convenient.
It's one of the best moments of your life when you welcome your baby into the world. The HSA's experienced women's health and maternity team provides the highest quality of care throughout your pregnancy and delivery. As a JCI accredited hospital, we are the leader in maternal care, safely delivering over 700 babies annually. Visit hsa.ky for more information. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Did you know that once properly sanitized, some tinned food items may still be safe for consumption after coming in contact with floodwater? In order to properly sanitize these tins, always remove labels, and then wash tins in a strong detergent solution using a brush to get rid of excess impurities. Tins must then be immersed in a solution made of 2 tablespoons of chlorine bleach per gallon of water for 10 minutes. Ensure that containers are air dried before opening.
For more post-hurricane food safety tips, visit DAH website at www.gov.ky/DAH.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. And if you're just tuning in, Mr. Tony McInerney is in the studio with us. He's the Cayman Islands Powerlifting Organization President here in the Cayman Islands. And we have athletes. I have you all introduce yourselves. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Zared McLaughlin.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Daniel Foley.
All right, awesome, gentlemen. All is well?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. Well, you know, let's start by I'm going to go straight to you. What did you think of the overall tournament? It was from the 7th to the 12th. Great excitement, lots of entertainment, and I enjoyed it fully. It was my first time attending a powerlifting tournament. No, the one we did was for the expo, right? That didn't count. So it was my first time actually attending a powerlifting tournament, and it was amazing. I didn't think I would enjoy it the way I did. I had a lot of fun watching the men and the women perform and seeing the incredible strength. You know, it was really good. What did you think overall of how it all went?
Well, I mean, of course, being involved in the sport
for so long,
of course,
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, the whole championship ran off smoothly. We really couldn't have asked for anything better, to be quite frank about it. Right from the opening ceremony right down to the banquet, it ran like clockwork.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a great team behind us. So yeah, I mean, it was, as you said, I mean, it was quite exciting. There was a lot of the lifts and competitors. I mean, and athletes. It was pretty tight in a lot of it. You know, I mean, it was. Yeah, I mean, I just love the sport. I mean, we all know it's hard work to get out there and to get up and to lift what they lift, and then when you watch, so it's just something just crazy on the platform. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
And you see them, and it's like, are you serious? They just picked that up, or they just squatted it, or bench press? It's, I was just telling the guys there the other day, we were in the back warm up, setting up the equipment, and we had some of the lads, I think, from Canada.
Right.
And the guy walks in and he puts on his bench shirt and he's benching 700 pounds.
Yeah.
But he wasn't competing in this particular championship. He was coaching, and the whole place just went quiet.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing when you see fellas like Ray Williams, who was here.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Literally, the whole warm-up room goes quiet. Even the guys who are competing against him go quiet looking at what he can do. You know, when you see a 1,000-pound squat, it's just... You don't see it every day.
No, you don't.
You know, and even not only that too, but when you see some of the ladies and some of the juniors, what they're lifting, it's phenomenal.
And it's amazing the mind power too, because after lifting so many times, I thought maybe somebody would get really tired, but no, you just kept pushing the limits and kept going further and lifting heavier, and that was incredible to me. What are your thoughts and how your performances were?
I mean, my squat went really well. Like, I got a PR in the competition. That was amazing for me. My bench didn't go as well as I wanted it to, but, that happens. We move on. We get better at it. Same thing for deadlift. Like, I wanted to get the North American record. I didn't get it, but I'll come back for it next year.
It's your first time as well.
Yeah, exactly. But it was just amazing to see the other lifters and, like, people you'd see online lifting ridiculous weights. Like, they're just right in front of you. Like, it was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah. I have to agree with Daniel there. This is my second competition in 11 years. The first one was in 2012.
Right.
So this is my second one, and it went pretty well.
So you were probably Daniel's age when you did it the first time?
A little older.
A little older? Okay. Okay, wow.
It went pretty well for my second, being so long out of the game and just training for the past year for this meet. For bench went well. I'm kind of bummed I missed the last bench because my foot stepped on the platform. I was like, you know what, it's fine. Squats went pretty well. I got 3 for 3 out of that one.
Okay.
And then for deads, I got 2 to 3. But I had to pull a ridiculous number to beat the guy in my weight class because I'm from Panama. I'd be going back and forth. And I was like, Tony, I have to pull 606 to beat him. He was like, all right, go for it. I was like, okay, cool, let's go. And I got it to my knees, and I fought, and my hands just slipped.
Right.
So I'm working on the 606 for next year, and that's probably my opener. I'm going to aim for 7.
Right.
To be my last number.
Okay, that's incredible. What did you think of that? But first of all, before we go there, I'm seeing a lot of medals on the table. How many medals did we get in total?
That's a good question. Daniel, you were the one keeping track of that, weren't you?
You guys lost count. That's how much.
Well, honestly, we did. We because the ladies won. We had Ariane. She did 3. She had 4 medals. She medaled 4. Daniel 4. Zara 4. Myself was 4. Bogdan 4. So yeah. So I mean, it's. I think. Am I missing anybody? No, I don't think so. No. So yeah, I mean, it was quite a performance, and the Cayman team for we're still relatively new into the sport.
And
of course,
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm really impressed because when I had you on the show the last time, you weren't sure you were going to get all these medals. In fact, you were like, I think you said you expect at least 3 or 4 medals.
That's right.
Yeah, you weren't expecting this much. So how do you feel now that you look back and it's 20?
I mean, I'm excited for the athletes. I mean, just, when you walk up and you step on the podium and you're representing your country, to get a medal for your country, I mean, I think that speaks in volumes in itself, no matter what. I mean, we were up against, 14, 15 countries. I mean, that's what you're up against. So, I mean, and I know it myself. I mean, I didn't do too bad a performance myself, but overall, I mean, to watch the athletes be able to stand up and say, you can hold your head high, you've done well, and even those who haven't, you still represented your country, and it's not easy to go out. Like I said, we're such a small island.
Right.
I mean, and we got so much talent here, not just in a lot of sports. We see it in the swimming. We see it in other sports, and of course now in powerlifting, we can be ranked anywhere in the world with some of the top. I mean, next year we're looking at, and I was just talking to Daniel earlier, we're looking at possibly heading out to the juniors world, junior, sub-junior, which is in France next year. And, I'd be really, Daniel keeps up what he's doing. We'll be pushing close on the podium for that in the Worlds. So, there's no reason why Cayman can't keep going further in this sport, keep winning medals and keep setting records and at least attempting them. I mean, like Daniel said, he went for a North American record. Yeah. Unfortunately, he didn't get it. Nobody else did, so it's open for next year. Yeah. So he'll get that one next year, without a doubt. So, and this is what keeps us striving for the sport and keeps us enjoying it. There's always a goal. It's like that carrot in front of you, it's like that weight. You want that weight. And I don't care how long in the sport you're at, there's always a weight you're chasing.
Right. It was a pretty decent turnout too, I would think. Every day that I came there was a good turnout. Do you think that we could have gotten a better turnout? Were you expecting more?
Powerlifting is one of those sports that you can have a great crowd, and you can have and plus two, it is in the middle of the week, so it's kind of we did have a lot of family and friends to those who were competing. Their family and friends did show up to support them,
which was really good.
But outside of it, I mean, it's like anything. People do have to work, and it was during the day. I mean, we always like to have it's always nice to have a big crowd.
Yes.
Behind you. Plus, I mean, we had the Marriott. I mean, all the seats in there were full. Most, I mean, we did T-shirts and we couldn't keep them in stock. Awesome. That's how fast they were moving. And, and it depends on who's on platform too, what time of the day, what session is coming on in the afternoon. Because a lot of athletes like to come in and sit down and cheer on their own fellow countrymen, But yeah, I mean, it was, the turnout, like I said, it could be more. We could have had probably more local support. Maybe people didn't know enough about it, and there's some other things we have to go back to the drawing board on to make it more popular.
What was the feedback like?
Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, even the complainers couldn't complain. I mean, and that was the feedback we got. They said the ones that are normally waiting for them to complain were not complaining. So, I mean, overall, it's like anything. You have your very tiny hiccups, but I mean, everybody enjoys. Hey, come on.
Yeah.
How can you not enjoy coming to Cayman to compete?
Right.
I mean, that's all we heard. It's like when I first put it out that we were bidding for to host it here, literally it was all hands down. It was like, yes, I don't know who we were competing against to hold it, and it was hands down. And then we literally got parents were telling the children, you better win your qualifier so we can go to Cayman.
Right, exactly.
That was the reaction I was getting. I mean, so that tells you,
they loved it here. They enjoyed it.
They're coming to a hotel, reasonable rates, and then they get to hang out on the beach. I mean, they're themselves compete. They might help their team, but you just saw some of them, and it's like you'll see them at the start. They're competing. They're gone.
Yeah.
I'm off. And they all said to me they were going Turtle Farm, they were going out doing the Luminescent, they were going out to Stingray City, They did their sunset cruises. I mean, so, it wasn't just a competition. A lot of these came here to compete and to have a nice vacation.
Have a wonderful time.
Why not?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I mean, with a whole week of lifting.
Mr. Tony, you're proving to everyone that age is just a number. I mean, it would have been like 6 years ago. I may have had him on my show when I asked him if he think this is it. Of course, he couldn't answer me. And here he is doing it again and showing the young ones how it's done. How do you do it?
I just, you know, when I step in the gym, it's a different world to me. I know what I have to do. I have aches and pains as we do. As we get a little older, you hurt something, and it takes a little longer to repair.
Heal, yeah.
But you know, I mean, you have to accept it. And I thought about packing it up and saying, yeah, you know what, I'm done. I like coaching. I actually really enjoy coaching, especially when fellas like Zared and Daniel and, you know, with Jordan and some of the Shania, Ari, all of just love to compete, and they like to push themselves.
Yeah.
You know, beyond.
Yes.
You know, and it's like when you get, I've watched some lifters like, okay, I'll do it, and they're quiet about it. But then you get fellas like these and like the ladies, it's like,
That's what makes you love coaching more.
And then it's like, and when you
love it.
It's actually, when you watch a lifter coming off the platform and they've just done a PB.
Yes.
You're just looking at you smile. I mean, it's just like, yeah, we've worked. All our training has paid off. Regardless of your medal, you've actually achieved a goal out on the platform. You've done more being refereed, being judged by 3 referees to know that you've done that lift, and it might be just your second lift. So now you know you've just broken your PB. Now you're going back out to do it again.
Yes.
So that in itself is just, and when you come off and you see 3 white lights, or you see 2 white, you're smiling from ear to ear. I don't care, you can't wipe that off. I mean, it's just a feeling of accomplishment.
I know there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the women's bench lift category where they're arching their back for that support. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I read about it. I was like, what is
that
weird thing they're doing?
They've changed it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. What are your views on that? And I didn't see any of our Cayman athletes doing it.
Are you kidding me? Daniel Arch is like I could fit a basketball underneath him.
He did. I didn't see that category.
Are you
That's what you're talking.
No, but they've actually changed up the rule, which is I'm glad they have, because what was happening was they would actually come down and push their chest up to the bar.
Right.
Rather than bringing the bar down to their chest.
Right.
Now they've actually changed up the rule where the elbow and the shoulders, it basically like a squat has to break that parallel, we'll say. Just break that degree where now it is a chest exercise, not just pushing your chest to the weight, or your hands are so wide that it's like a couple of inches you're pushing. Whereas a fellow like me with these long hands, I have to come all the way down all the way
I thought about all the tall people with the long arms. Yeah.
But the ones with the short arms, they don't do so well in the deadlift. They're a little further to get down to the floor to pick it up.
Okay, gotcha.
So, you know, I mean, we all have our we all have our little tweaks where we can make up in gains in the sport.
So when was that rule changed?
This year.
Okay. So
it was this year. Actually, it was last year's Open World is when the judgment was done, and then it was done this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, sounds good. So, gentlemen, let's get back to you now. What motivates and inspire you guys to keep going, especially in such a difficult sport?
Like Tony said, numbers. When you see other athletes lifting, and some are actually younger than you, for example, the juniors that came down, especially from Canada, oh man.
Oh, yeah.
These guys are deadlifting 650, 700 pounds, 680. You're just like, no suit, no knee wraps, no belt, nothing. They just go and pick it up. It's like, all right, okay, all right. You're younger than me. I'm pretty sure I can actually get there. So just numbers and, you know, the benefits that you get from lifting too. Because, like you said, you know, every lift that you know, go after is always heavier than the previous one.
Yeah.
So it teaches you a lot of, you know, mental fortitude, mental strength, because sometimes the weight can break you, especially in the gym when you're tired from work. You have to go work out. You're just like, your mind is your mind is there, or your body's there, your mind is there, and you go try to pick it up, and you just buckle under the weight.
As my dad would say, your mind is making appointments your body can't keep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I get it.
So no, it has, life benefits for sure.
Yeah. Daniel?
I just want to chase PBs. Like, it's just so exhilarating to go and like train towards getting a weight, and then you hit that weight, and then you look on to get the next weight. Like, you just get a rush whenever you hit a PR, and then you want to get another PR. It's just a drive, and like, yeah, there are some health benefits, but that's not why I do this.
He doesn't care about all that.
No,
He just wants to hit the PBs.
Numbers.
Yeah, just the numbers. Okay, you find you have a lot of them. Athletes that just more interested in the numbers than anything else.
Well, that's all we really care about.
Yeah, that's all you really care about. It's
Keep the weight within the weight class you're in, and push that weight. I mean, I'm the same way. This is the first year I ever went up in weight class.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is a lot of fun. Health benefits are there because you're training.
Yes.
I mean, that's the long and short. You're in the gym, you're pushing the weight, you're getting your heart rate is up, and your muscles are tightening, and they're getting. We don't get bulked up, but we do get pretty. I mean, some of the guys do get pretty beefed up from doing it over the years.
Yes.
So I mean, I don't have those genes, so unfortunately.
How'd your brother do, Daniel?
He came fourth, but I think he got a PR or two. He did well, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a short break. When we get back, we'll just talk a little bit more with the athletes and just hear their side of things. All right. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more Sports Extra after a word from our sponsor, Pizza Boat.
Fresh from the garden, it's fresh.
If you and your family are going to eat the freshest, most flavorful food, come shop for the best at Hurley's. At Hurley's Marketplace, you'll find top-quality fresh produce, local and international pantry staples, a bakery creating daily delights, an amazing deli with premium cheese and deli meats, and a meat department led by a master butcher. All this with unbeatable value, convenience, and smiling service. Yes, the key to good food is Hurley's. Expect the best.
Put on your dancing shoes and get ready to dance for diabetes. November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and BAF Insurance is inviting you to dance for diabetes with us on Saturday, November 11th from 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. at 7 Mile Beach Park. Registration is free, so register now with your family, co-workers, and friends at bafkman.com. And let's dance for diabetes. bafkman.com.
The Fry Jack Fishing Tournament is on. The Rotary Cayman Brac Fry Jack Fishing Tournament. Get your sunscreen, untangle your lines, oil your reels, get your fuel, secure your safety gear, get ready to fish. Tournament day is Sunday, September 10th. Call Rotarian Annie Rose at 916-7310 or contact any Brac Rotarian. There is no fishing like Cayman Brac fishing. The Fry Jack Fishing Tournament proceeds will fund Rotary projects by Rotary Club of Cayman Brac, supported by Rotary Central of the Cayman Islands. Rotary, creating hope in the world.
According to statistics in the 2022 Cayman Islands Student Drug Use Survey, 23.1% of students reported being bullied in the last 12 months. The Anti-Bullying Schools Regulations 2022, brought forward by the Ministry of Education, aim to prevent bullying in our schools and help schools create a welcoming and safe learning environment for our children. Please encourage your children to report bullying to an educator. Learn more at gov.ky/education.
Radio Cayman, the voice, the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. We're in here with Mr. Tony McInerney, Cayman Islands Powerlifting Organization President. We have Zared McLaughlin and Danielle Foley in the studio, powerlifters, our national powerlifters. And they were sharing some things with me about the sport, and I would like to ask them why. I mean, I may have asked Daniel this the last time he was here, but for Zared, why powerlifting? Why this sport?
It just pushes your limits. Honestly, this is on. I mean, most sports push us, but I mean, powerlifting really pushes you physically. Like, okay, just how strong am I?
Right.
How can I, can I move that weight? And sometimes you go, again, you're in the gym, you try it. Nah, I can't do it one day. But you know what? Try it the next day and you can do it. So it's all about pushing limits. And like Diane said, I find it, a rush from it.
And how long have you started this? Not bodybuilding, powerlifting?
2012.
Oh, so you started in that same year that you competed?
Yeah. Funny story behind that. So we're listening.
Go right ahead, yeah.
Yeah. So Tony's nephew and I, we went to school together, and he started back in 2009 when they first started. So, Tony told me, he told me, saw his medal, I was like, oh, cool, okay. And then one day Tony saw me, I shook his hand, he was like,
it's a strong grip there.
Strong grip. I was like, yeah, so I've been told. And he was like, you should join. I was like, nope. Like a couple months went by again. You can join? Nope. Eventually asked, you know what? I'll give it a shot. Went into the gym. Tried to pick up 135 off the floor. Like, Tony, why? It was awkward, clumsy. And you know what? Okay, I'll try it again. Felt better. And yeah, from there, I just went jumping numbers, 135 to 2 plates, 2.5, 3. Then I got to 4. And that was pretty much my limit. But Tony's like, to get this, you need this. I was like, okay. So for that competition, I actually went for 429.5 in pounds.
Okay.
And I got it. And I was only training for 4 months?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so being a complete novice, say was it May? But we trained exceptionally hard, 5 times a week in the gym, just lifting, perfecting the form.
I was about to ask you if you live in the gym.
Well, in that time,
yes.
had to because it's such a short period of time.
Okay.
So we was in the gym 5 days a week, sore, muscles tight, can't sit down, can barely walk.
Oh, you just love those.
And, but it paid off though. I mean, I medaled. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Interesting. That's very good.
I came 3rd in my class and 2nd open, so I was like, okay. And from then, I just maintained a general level of strength until this comp and ramped up my training some more. And this year is my first year over 500 pounds.
Okay.
And when I went for the 606 lift, I got it off the rack, but off the rack and off the floor, 2 different things. And the only reason why I missed the lift for the comp was because my shoulders buckled. I'm not used to holding that weight.
Right.
But now I know how it feels.
Right.
So I'm working towards getting that number.
Okay. I asked Ariane and Shania the last time they were here, how important is nutrition for you guys? Is that even a thing?
It's extremely important.
Okay.
You need to fuel yourself with enough protein so you maintain the muscle and gain some if that's what you're trying to do at that point in time. But you also need the protein to recover, and then you need carbs.
Yeah.
Fuel your workouts. You get the most out of your workout.
Yeah.
So but the ultimate goal when you're doing this, because you were saying that some people take it to a different level where they like to gain the muscle. Do you have to? Do you want
muscle gains? Okay. A lot of us want the muscle.
Yeah.
But we also have to have a certain amount of calories.
Right.
We burn a lot of calories when we're actually lifting.
Right.
As much as people think we're not doing 10, 20 reps, like you'll see in the gym, fellas pump to pump the muscle.
Right.
We might be doing 5 or 6. Now, where they'll be doing, we'll just give an example, 100 pounds. We're doing 200. They'll be doing 2. We're pushing 4 or 500 on a lift. Our training cycle this time, we were doing literally 5 sets, and we were doing doubles, triples in the reps, and we do 5 or 6 sets of doubles or triples. Now, you're pushing the muscle every single time, so you're burning a lot of calories doing that. Whereas bodybuilding is a little different, is more of protein, fill the muscle, get it as large as you can, and definition and form. We're looking for, our form is in our squat, our bench press, our deadlift. That's where we're looking for to perfect the form.
Okay.
Can we get the most out of our body because everybody's different.
Right.
Your squat. Some people go a wide stance. Some will sit back faster. Some will drop quicker.
Right.
Me, I'm I'm almost like I do a good morning, and then I decide to sit down, which I've always done it backwards. But thank God none of the other lifters do. They do it correct. But, you know, I mean, and that's what it comes down to. It's every sport has its own, and ours is technique and get the maximum strength out of your body of what you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, and that's the beauty about it. Where do I need to work on? What muscle part is failing my bench, is failing my squat, is it my hamstring? And sometimes you think it's your legs, and it could be your core.
Mm-hmm.
It could be as simple as moving your hands closer in your back squat and your bar. It could be wider, lower, higher. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different variables you have to take in, and you know when you watch a lifter, oh, we know what we need to work on. You know, and it's not just, I mean, these guys here will correct me in the gym.
Right.
They'll say, coach, that looked like crap. You know, I mean, and that's the beauty about this sport.
Challenge you, yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
We were talking off the mic about Ray Williams, and was it a lift, a deadlift?
Squat.
This was a squat, and he was supposed to do 1,000.
1,003, yeah.
1,003. Wasn't he supposed to do 1,000? Did he push the limit and do 1,003?
What was it, 9 something? I think is what he's 997 or 9.
Yeah,
somewhere around that is what his first squat was.
Okay.
And of course, he makes it look easy.
Yeah, I did see that on the videos. What? How did he do? I missed his.
Well, he won his division, but he missed his third squat.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean. In fairness, we had some of the rugby guys.
Yeah.
Callum, we had Alex, we had there was quite a few.
Fantastic job.
They did an awesome job on that platform because let me tell you, there was no weight hit the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to championships where the spotters have missed it, and the weight ends up in the floor. But you know, we were blessed with those guys on the platform. We had Travis Osmeyer. Is that how you pronounce it? Ostermeyer. He was actually he was actually a strongman. He's actually gone back competing. He held some world records in Atlas stones and stuff like that over the years. He was the head spotter, and then we had the lads from the rugby who jumped on and said, and they caught Ray Williams and 1,003 pounds. I mean, that's I mean, and Ray himself, he's probably close to 400 pounds.
Yeah.
I believe he's actually 4 because I believe the scales that we have was not heavy enough to carry him.
Wow.
And our scale was like 120 kilos.
Wow.
So to something like that, I think they told me, they were laughing. They said, Tony, you need to go buy new scales. So so that's what these guys caught. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, I think Ray pulled something in the leg when it happened. Mm-hmm. So that's why he didn't get to squat or something gave on him.
So he fell back.
He didn't actually fall back. Ray is an experienced lifter. Yeah. So he knows that kind of weight, to let it go, somebody's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
So he did what any good athlete will do. You'll stay with the weight and they'll help you up and walk you in. Mm-hmm. And that's what they did. And, you know, I mean, it went off well, and it was scary. I mean, it was all over Instagram and different media that how the Cayman lads here caught Ray Williams with that kind of weight. Yeah. So, I mean, it was fantastic. It was bad for Ray, but it was also good that people could see that this sport is safe when you got the right people in the right place.
Most definitely. Did you guys ask for rugby volunteers or for any volunteers?
I did, because I know the one thing I know about fellas who do rugby or flag football, and they're not afraid to tackle anything.
Right.
So
that's the kind of muscle you need there.
That's the kind of, it's the focus.
Yeah.
You know, you do, even when we're in the gym lifting, we can't be afraid to spot each other.
Right. Very true.
Because I missed a 5:30 one night, and it just fell off the back. I just went wrong, and these guys, they just look, and that's what happened. They start laughing at me, and just put it back on the rack, and here we go again.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's where you got guys that know what they're doing.
Awesome. Coach Tony, what impact do you believe a tournament of this magnitude had, in the country, based on, of course, the people who came out to the event?
Oh, it was big. We've had a lot of interest, especially in the youngers.
Nice.
You know, we've there was somebody that watched Brendan competing, and he said to his dad, I want to go lift. It was actually
That's cool.
It was actually Kershaw, his son.
Okay.
He works there at GNC, who of course was one of our sponsors, and his son. He said, "Dad, I want to do it," because they watched somebody about his age going in and doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it's not closed down to an elite group of people.
Right.
You know, any person who likes strength sport, wants to get into it, get into it. Don't be afraid to, you know what? And people think, oh, I can't lift that. It's just...
It's a gradual thing, right? You're not going to immediately be able to do it. It's something you have to gradually do.
Correct.
And you do have to have that mental capacity.
That mental capacity grows as you're lifting.
As you're lifting.
Because
with
you get
any sport, with anything that you do, when you gain confidence.
Well, it's like your job.
Yes.
You know, I mean, to me, powerlifting helps the younger people to, I mean, you have your good days and bad days at work.
Right.
The same thing in the gym, but you never really have a bad day in the gym.
Right.
I don't ever. I mean, you may not get what you want, but you know what you have to correct.
Right.
You're thinking about it. You know, you go home, you revamp, whether it be putting ice on a sore muscle or whether it's you're just licking your wounds because you didn't get what you thought you should because you're feeling that you didn't eat enough in the day, you have enough calories, so it makes you. But you know, I mean, and you take that into life, especially I find when the younger lifters, and you take that from just being in the gym to your everyday living. You have your ups and downs.
Yes.
But then the gym is a way to go back in, hang out with the guys, get some positive, you know, feedback. Just overall for me in the gym is just positive. Period.
You mentioned that you believe it inspired a lot of young athletes.
Yes.
How do you build on that now?
We get them into the gym.
Yeah. At what age can they start?
Well, you can start the gym at any age, but competing internationally, and where we usually like to start is usually about 13, 14.
Okay.
Reason is, it's, you know, there's different criteria behind it, why they do it, but internationally to compete is 14. But we did feel that we actually reached out to a lot of the younger lifters, especially with fellas like Daniel competing, Brendan, with Ari, you know, and friends know friends, and they don't realize that this sport was here. You know, we're also relocating, so it's just strictly to powerlifting, strongman type training.
Okay.
Which we will be, once I'm set up, we'll be posting it out where we're actually going to be. But you know, I mean, that's where we want the foundation to build, is from younger lifters who are inspired, who want to try. And you know, there's nothing wrong with trying it and say, well, it's not for me.
Right.
You know,
it's true. Very true.
You know, but it also gives you opens.
I'm glad he tried it.
Me too.
He did. Yeah, it's very true.
You know, and that's what it is. You get somebody who's like, well, okay, but it's not for me. But have a guess what? It just opened the door to get them to look after themselves as far as health goes.
Right.
You may not like powerlifting. You might say, well, I've just learned how to squat, bench, and deadlift. I'm going to go into the gym now. I don't feel so silly and picking up a weight and don't know how to do it correctly because I look skinny. I mean, when I first walked in the gym, I was 150 pounds soaking wet. I mean, I was, yeah. You know, I was pretty strong. I always had a decent, strong back. But, you know, I just, perseverance and good friends behind you. And
how did you and who or what got you involved?
There's actually a friend I worked with.
Okay.
He was pretty beefed. And, of course, I was a tall, scrawny, you know, guy at work. And it was like, okay, yeah, right, whatever. And then we started and I got from there. And then he'd left the island and I got to the gym with somebody else. It was a Chris Worms. Myself and Chris now was about 6'2". I mean, he was a monster with the lifting, but it didn't discourage me. And we used to do power moves, which I wasn't used to. Then I met another friend who came onto the island. He did powerlifting, so then I got that, and well, the rest was history, as they say, regarding it. But yeah, I mean, definitely we would encourage young listeners, you know, give us a shout, hit us up. I mean, we're definitely always, the doors open for younger guys that want to get into it and know about it.
Awesome. We're going to take a next break. Stay tuned for more Sports Extra in a minute.
love Pizza Boat. It's yummy. It has my two favorite things combined, cheese and boats. Pizza Boat makes pizza way more fun.
Hop on board the Pizza Boat Express. Kids, now Pizza Boat makes pizza even more fun. Summer is here. Lunch or dinner, let Pizza Boat bring the fun. Pizza Boat, a Cayman twist to pizza, bringing fusion ingredients from all over the globe to give you locally inspired fresh pizzas all day, every day. Pizza Boat, now open in Queens Court on West Bay Road. Pick up or delivery 949-0000 or order online www.pizzaboat.ky.
I'm Liani Tibbetts, Miss World Cayman Islands 2022, and I need your help to keep Cayman clean. When you're out and about, please dispose of your trash in the proper containers. Do not throw trash out of your car or leave it on our beaches. And if you see litter, take a moment to pick it up and dispose of it properly.
Be a part of the solution, not the pollution. Littering is a crime punishable by a $500 fine or 6 months in prison. Brought to you by the Beautification Task Force and Ministry of Tourism and Ports.
Do you know that conditions may change suddenly in an emergency and you may have to leave at a moment's notice? When a hurricane threatens, you should have a grab-and-go survival kit. This kit should include your personal identification and other vital documents, which should be sealed in a watertight pouch or container. For more tips and information, visit the Hazard Management Cayman Islands office or caymanprepared.ky. This hurricane tip is brought to you by Hazard Management Cayman Islands and Radio Cayman 89.9 FM.
Honey, did you get your Benzorama ticket yet?
Benzorama what?
The Lions Club Benzorama fundraiser. You could win a brand new Mercedes-Benz.
What? I have always wanted a Mercedes. What kind of Benz?
A brand new sparkling 2023 Mercedes-Benz GLA 200. Tickets are $25 for one, $3 for $65, or $5 for $100. And you're helping to support the many Lions Club of Grand Cayman causes.
Driving in my new Benz and feeling good about helping the community.
The Lions Club of Grand Cayman Benzorama Fundraiser. Your chance to win a 2023 Mercedes-Benz GLA 200. Benzorama fundraiser tickets are available from Lions Club members and various sales outlets. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman Benzorama fundraiser supports numerous community initiatives, include site screening, Christmas deliveries, restoration, and social services.
Here is where tradition never dies. This is your radio, Cayman.
Welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. Coach Tony, Zared, and Daniel in the studio with us. Guys, which one of the events are your favorites and worst? Because I had the ladies on 2 weeks ago, I believe, and they shared which was their preference and which was not.
For me, favorite one, deadlift, and I just hate the bench. It just because I have pretty much I have long arms too, so I feel like I travel that much more. But it's all this are technical, but the bench press you just have to be on point.
Yeah.
With a deadlift, you can kind of use brute force and pick it up and drag it up, but bench is different. You have to have proper and perfect technique.
Okay.
Yeah, my favorite is definitely the deadlift because even in my second attempt, which I got, I completely misgrooved it off the start. I don't know if it's that visible on the video, but I was too close to the bar, or too far from the bar, so I had to roll it forward a bit before I could actually start pulling it. And I still got it up easily. If you mess the slightest bit up on the bench, you're screwed up.
I saw your dad there. What did he think of your performance? Was that his first time seeing you in action?
Well, he's watched me play football before, but I think that was pretty exciting for him.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen anything like that before.
Zara, do you play any other sports?
I used to play football for a long time, from the age of 7 to 18.
Which club?
Cayman Athletics.
Okay. Because I was right when you told me your name, I was writing and I was like, this name sounds so familiar. Zared McLaughlin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really does. You guys also had a Special Olympian performing as well.
Yes, we had Roland.
I was quite impressed with Roland.
Yeah, I didn't overkill with the weight with him.
Yeah.
because I know sometimes you get a little excited, and he didn't want the deadlift, which was pretty funny. I forgot if I put another 100 pounds on it, he'd probably just walked around with it too. The guy's just physically strong,
Right.
you know. I mean, and you know, honestly, it was having him there, and even when we're training, he's a breath of fresh air to us. You know, it just brings a different look to the gym and to the sport. You know, when you see fellas like that, just physically strong, and he's one of them, you know.
And he knows it as well. So you had to sort of guide him.
It did.
Not push it too much.
Correct. It's where you have to just be careful.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, with people's limits, and even any lifter for that matter, you have to know your athlete's limits. And, you know, it was his first action. I know he's competed before, I think years ago, in weightlifting. But this powerlifting is a little different. So, yeah, it was... Yeah, so it was quite... and we also... I knew he was coming in with a knee injury. He was complaining on it. He was trying to hide it from us, but I did get wind that he was... But, you know, which is fine. You know,
Right.
You know, and he, like any good athlete, he fought through it, he went through it, and he came out a winner.
Awesome. How many ladies were there? Were there only 2?
No, we had 4.
4.
With 4 for Cayman.
Okay, I only met 2.
That's right, Jed.
I didn't meet the other 2 ladies. Who were they?
There were Claire Rafferty and Luann Sylvia.
Okay. I think I met Claire.
Yes, you did. You met Claire.
I did
Yes.
meet Claire. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, so you know we had a good turnout.
Yeah.
You know, it was I mean, I've had a few other ladies that have competed before, back in 2012, and they saw it and they're like, well, I might come back into it again. Seems, and they thought they were like, oh, I'm kind of too old for it now. But then they realized, hang on, you got masters, which is masters 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there is no excuse.
Right.
You know, I'm in masters 2 now, and you know, I mean, we had an 80-year-old lady.
Yes.
And she pulled world records again. I watched her back doing it in Costa Rica, and I watched her again now doing it. It's like, man, this woman she just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, just like you. Yeah.
I'll try.
What was your favorite part of this entire tournament, guys?
For me, it was just the comp overall. Like, just, you know, the battle from the start with me and the guy from Panama. We just went head to head from the very first lift. And you just, okay, where am I? Where is he? How much is he at?
Right.
How much am I at? And yeah, that's the back and forth. That's the rush that you get, for me at least.
Okay, Daniel?
It's probably my bench, because usually my bench is just terrible, but like something was perfect that day. Like when I was warming up, I had it on point. Like I wanted to get at least silver in it. I was like trying to compete with this guy that was also trying to get silver in the bench. Like he ended up getting silver, but like I was able to push myself pretty hard, and I was happy with that.
Okay. The story we were just talking about online, off air, are you allowed to talk about that on air?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, great. Because when I went backstage, I thought he might have sniffed it. Because he was so hyper and so ready to go. Because remember, I was trying to find him to interview him. He was just going. I had to be like, okay, slow down.
No,
he was so excited.
Yeah, the ammonia.
Yeah, the ammonia. You want to share a little bit with the Cayman public about the ammonia, the story behind that?
Well, smelling salts, as most people know it as.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, and we do use it. We have to use it in the back. I mean, it's because people consume the wrong thing when they see it, but it's pretty potent. I mean, like I was telling you earlier, I'll take it, and because sometimes and a lot of time you'll take it on the deadlift.
Right.
Because you just
need that.
It pumps your adrenaline.
Yeah.
It irritates you. You just want to go out and you just grab that weight and you're ripping it off the floor. Because, I mean, I've gone out in, Costa Rica. I sniffed it and I couldn't see the bar. My eyes were watering that hard. I had a struggle to get, and it was quite hilarious afterwards, because I'm coming off and I'm like, my eyes are watering. But, you know, I mean, it does add, it just gives that a little bit of extra adrenaline and kick to, you know, just go out there and it's like, woohoo, here we go. Yep.
And I the ammonia came up because I asked Mr. Tony about all the noises the gentlemen, sometimes the ladies too, that they would make before and after a lift, right? So he was explaining what causes that. So I was telling him that when I think I was 12 when I fainted and I got a sniff of it, they used, we were out for carnival in Trinidad when I was 12 years old with my parents, and someone knocked me with one of the masks, the masquerade poles. They knocked me in the elbow, and I just didn't remember anything after that, and I was out. And I woke up and I was on the floor, and they gave me the ammonia, and Mr. Tony was like, "What you got? It's nothing compared to what we get." So he was just telling me that story, and I never heard of that. I never heard of that.
Yeah, we do, yeah. But what you do here when you said about earlier with Daniel, no, that's Daniel hyping.
That's Daniel naturally hyping.
Listen to the right music. Got some Metallica playing.
Oh yeah, trust me. I know where you see a lot of them.
Yeah.
They're listening to their music. They got something on their headphones, and it's just, you have to. When you're going out on that platform, you have to psych yourself. Whatever way you do it, you just have to get your head around it and get under the weight and let's go. Let's do this. And even the spotters. I mean, the one thing, if a spotter knows that, okay, this is a weight they haven't done, they're getting out. Come on. I mean, I was struggling in my second squat,
right,
and I could hear the wife screaming. I could hear the crowd screaming, and then I could hear Travis behind me and the spotters, and they're kind of trying to keep their lips closed. Like, go. Because I'm thinking, I know why you're telling me go. You don't want to have to take it from me, and you just want
exactly.
But that's where it's just, and that's what gives you the extra drive, is because people are behind you.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to ask a very awkward question, and it can be very embarrassing. But in watching you guys perform, there's a lot of straining going on. Have there ever been any accidents?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't, but I've experienced it. I've seen it.
No.
We've had some ladies.
But what have you seen?
Ladies will urinate.
Yeah.
Guys will basically dump in their pants.
Wow.
A lot of it is passing wind.
Is that
behind.
a sign that they're too heavy?
No, it is what it is. I mean, we've all passed wind squatting or deadlifting. It's just how because you're squashed and you're pushing hard against that belt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the head spotters will tell you sometimes it's been rough on them.
Yeah. That's who I should have interviewed. It gets rough. It gets rough back there. But it's a sport, and it's like you deal with it, and it is what it is. You guys have had no accidents?
No.
Like, you're not lifting hard enough.
No, they're just watching what they eat before they do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. Make sure there's nothing there.
Nope. Use the bathroom before.
For sure.
Alrighty. So what's next? What's next for you guys? I mean, it's been 3 weeks. What have y'all back in the gym already?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Okay. What are some things to improve on? Things that you saw at this event and you say, you know what, I need to improve on this.
For me, perfecting the bench press, finding the right groove, because like Tony said, with every lift there's a groove, and once you find it, you actually know it.
Okay.
For deads, a little more perfection there, and just back to training, honestly.
Okay. Daniel?
Well, I just need to gain strength on my bench and deadlift, but my squat needs a lot of work. Like, it's just not where it should be, but I'm gonna put the work in.
Okay. Awesome. Coach?
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's like, I went in with a groin injury, shoulder injury, elbow injury. I mean, I got 2 PBs on it, which was quite surprising. I mean, I was coaching, organizing, and then I went and lifted on the very last day. I mean, I was quite pleased with my own performance. I did pull off a gold on it, and I got my bench, like Zard was saying there. I mean, I was honestly, first time in a competition, I was in the groove. And I mean, there was probably another 10 kilos that could have easily been put on the bar, and I would have made short work of it. I mean,
So you think you could have gone more?
Oh, I know I should have.
Okay.
When I looked at it and I put the weight on, I'm like, okay, 150 kilos, it's okay. And
would that have been a personal best for you?
Oh, they all were.
They all were. Okay.
Every time I've competed in the last 2 years, the last 2 comps have all been PBs.
PBs, okay.
So it's, and even tell to the older ones listening, I'm still gaining strength. I haven't lost. So, I mean, once you stay at it,
right.
Well, first off, I mean, I should have said these earlier, but, I mean, a lot of this actually wouldn't have happened, this particular competition, if it wasn't for the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture Heritage, and also the Minister of the Department of Tourism, you know, and GNC, we had KPMG, we had CSDI, Mac Plumbing, Accountability Services. Did I say KPMG? I did.
Yes.
A lot of this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for those guys, that stepped up, and I mean, I don't know where we would have been. And of course, the Marriott Hotel, where we hosted it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you could hear the wait from outside. Like when you walk up to
Yeah.
the hotel,
Was that the ideal place for it, or would you have rather a different facility?
To be honest with you, a different probably would have worked better on the ground floor.
Right.
But unfortunately, some of the hotels didn't want to work with us.
Okay.
Because of funding, and they didn't feel that, they couldn't give us the rates that we were looking for, and the Marriott were willing to step up and help us.
What about the boxing gym?
300 people. Lifters alone, or just three? We just had 300
That's
athletes.
true, huh?
Plus,
That's true.
We probably had close to 400 people between lifters, coaches, referees, the media.
Yeah.
Because we had guys come in because it was YouTubed, it was live streamed.
Right. The spotters.
The spotters, loaders. I mean, we probably had 400 people, maybe, probably 400, somewhere around that, maybe more.
So that building would not be able to.
We had 346 that were registered, just athletes and coaches. But then we ran into, of course, you got family members coming and stuff like that came along. So we did have, we had a lot of people.
Okay.
Plus, too, they like to have it in a hotel where an athlete, once they're done, they can go shower, change, and get back out again. Because I know plus, too, for the anti-doping, because they did do a lot of testing.
Yes, they did.
There was a lot of testing going on, and
none of our athletes were tested, right?
I wasn't.
No, we weren't. No, and it's the look at the draw. I mean, it's nobody knows.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know some of the guys there, and they said, well, we're told this is who we go test, and that's it. I mean, and thankfully this sport is tested.
Yes.
They do try to keep it as clean as possible. Because a lot of time, at one time, powerlifting was known to be, it's full of drugs, it's full of this. Now it's really come down a lot over the years, and more people are respecting not using the steroids or trying to enhancement to get a medal. I mean, it's just, really.
It defeats the whole purpose. You might as well just don't compete.
Well, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
And you kill the sport.
Yeah, we really do. And we're about to head out, but before we go, what's next for you all?
Well,
major tournaments.
Well, we got the Strongman, possibly October.
Okay.
We're looking at.
Okay.
And then we're going to be actually holding our first Cayman Islands National Powerlifting Championship in January of 2024.
Nice.
And they've even spoken to us about possibly 2026, the World Juniors coming.
Okay.
But we'll have to have a chat with Minister of Sports on that.
Okay.
But yeah, they're the two big ones we got coming up. And then, of course, we got Austin, Texas next year, which is the North American that we just held. It's in Austin, Texas. And then
Arizona.
Arizona. No,
yeah.
Austin, Texas is the bench press.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
That's the bench press.
Okay.
Yeah, Arizona.
So that's only strictly bench press.
Correct. Right now it's next month.
You ain't going to that.
Definitely not.
Well, actually, Mexico is on. That's actually held in Mexico. This North American bench press is in Mexico. They asked me where we're coming. I'm like, I don't know any big benchers here.
Yeah.
Not yet, anyway. It's only a matter of time before these guys will be benchers as well.
Oh.
So yeah. So then we got hopefully come France then for Daniel and a couple of others to do the World Juniors.
Yes.
I mean that's what we got in the plan coming up, and hopefully we can get enough people involved and sponsors to make this happen, make these dreams literally for some lads like Daniel who don't get out to a junior, well, out to a World Juniors. You're only limited for a couple of years to get there,
right?
And then you're into the open division. So to be able to compete against your own age group, and
that's really good.
It's
that's amazing. I hope you get to attend that. That'd be great. All the best, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for coming by and spending time with me for the entire hour.
Thank you for having us.
Not a problem.
That's it.
Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome. Anytime, by the way. All right. So when you fall in love with the bench, you can feel free to call me and come on the show. So that'll do it for tonight's edition of Sports Extra. Of course, we're about giving you the latest information on all sporting activities here on Island. If you would like the opportunity to be featured on our show, please feel free to email me any questions at sportsextracayman@gmail.com. You can also check out our Radio Cayman Sports Extra social media pages to keep up to date with all sporting activities here on island. And of course, you can log on to Radio Cayman's YouTube channel for tonight's edition of Sports Extra. Thank you to our sponsor as well, Pizza Boat. We appreciate you. I'm Dionne Anglin. Thank you, good night, and God bless.
Sponsored by Pizza Boat. Now open in Queens Court on West Bay Road. Pick up or delivery. Call 949,000 or order online at www.pizzaboat.ky.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook at Radio Cayman Sports Extra.
You know, as a coach, I thoroughly agree. The athlete is just qualified for the World Championship on a